Hi guys, welcome back to day 2 of science. We're going to continue that discussion on motion, but I want to break it down a little further and discuss speed, velocity, acceleration. Speed, velocity, acceleration. Speed. Speed is the rate at which an object changes its position. Think about that car moving fast down the road. It's going to change its position at a particular rate. The more you press that pedal, the faster it's going to go. Now, remember when I talked about in science, we have to do measuring. We've got to measure that data. We need to know how fast that car is moving. So we need to do that using a particular formula. And the formula that we will use would be the distance that that car is traveling divided by the time. I'm a little hoarse, so please excuse me. The distance divided by the time. Now, for example, when we think of distance, these are some of the figures that come in our mind, or these are some of the measurements that we use. Meters divided by second. The seconds, how many seconds did it take that car to move? That would be the time. Kilometers, that's a unit of measurement. That would be the distance. Divided by the hour. How many hours did it take you to get to Florida? Miles would be how many miles you had to travel to Miami. Divided by the time that it took you, the hours. Now, these will be used in several word problems that we will have, and you're going to get a chance to practice it. So you would have to read the word problem and then insert the information from the word problem by using the formula. Here is an example. If a car traveled 120 miles and it took 2 hours, you would divide that by 2, which will give you 60. Now, we're going to be using our calculators because sometimes it's easier to do that using our calculator. Once you do the division, you're going to get that, and that will be your average speed. And this can apply to most word problems. Now, what is the difference between speed and velocity? Velocity is a little bit different because like speed, but it has direction. It's just like speed, but it's going to give us that specific direction. Well, when I think of direction, I think of these directional words like north, south, east, and west. So if a car is speeding 72 miles per hour, and I ask you to tell me the velocity, then I want to know that it was 72 miles per hour east or 72 miles per hour west based on the information from the problem that you're reading. Or it could be 72 miles towards the beach. It's still a direction if it's going toward the beach. But in order for the answer to be velocity, you must have a direction. Now we're going to move into acceleration. Acceleration is the rate at which the velocity changes. The velocity is going to change. Now, we measure that using distance. The distance, here's the formula. The distance would be where you divide the distance by the time squared. Okay? So you take that distance and you multiply times time, or time squared. And I'll give you some word problems. Here's the formula. This would be the miles that it took. How many miles did they travel? And you divide it by the seconds squared. Divided by the seconds squared. How many seconds it took. So anytime you change velocity, you are accelerating. Anytime you change that velocity, you're actually accelerating, you're speeding. You speed up or you slow down. So think about acceleration on the car. When you press that gas and that engine is accelerating. Whether you're speeding it up or you're slowing it down, you are still making a change. And anytime there's a change or you change your direction, you are also accelerating. Well, let's do a quick review of everything that I just taught you. Here we go. We talked about speed, velocity, acceleration. Please take notes. Speed, the rate at which an object changes its position. Here's the formula, distance divided by time. Here's some examples. Next, we said velocity, said it was just like speed, but we include the direction. And lastly, we talked about acceleration. Acceleration is the rate at which the velocity makes that change. And whether you're speeding up or slowing down, you still have acceleration. Well, guys, that concludes our lesson for today. I hope you learned something. I hope my notes can be helpful for you. So let's get busy now. See you later. Bye.